Hello everybody, and welcome back to One Nerd to Rule Them All. Today we're exploring the story of one of the most respected and admired figures in all of Westerosi history. A prince who had everything he needed to become one of the greatest kings the Seven Kingdoms had ever known. He was intelligent, honourable, politically brilliant, and widely respected across the realm. Lords trusted him, soldiers followed him, and even common people spoke highly of his character. But despite being the perfect heir to the Iron Throne, he would never rule. His life ended in tragedy during a chaotic battle meant to determine justice. His name was Baelor Breakspear, eldest son of Daeron II Targaryen, and Prince of Dragonstone. Today we're going to explore his full story, his upbringing, his role in one of the most dangerous civil wars in Targaryen history, his reputation as one of the wisest princes Westeros ever produced, and the tragic events that ended his life. Because Baelor Breakspear is remembered by historians as the greatest king Westeros never had. So, let's get into the video. Baelor Targaryen was born during a time when the political landscape of Westeros was shifting dramatically. His father, King Daeron II, had made a controversial decision in changing the balance of power in the Seven Kingdoms forever. Through diplomacy and marriage, Daeron united the long independent kingdom of Dorne with the rest of Westeros. For centuries, Dorne had resisted Targaryen rule. Even dragons had failed to conquer it. But Daeron succeeded through politics rather than war, marrying Maria Martell of House Martell. This alliance secured peace, but also created tension among many noble houses who distrusted the Dornish. Baelor, a son of this union, represented this new political reality. And unlike many Targaryens, Baelor inherited Dornish features, darker hair and complexion, rather than the silver gold hair and purple eyes traditionally associated with Valyrian blood. To some traditionalists, this made him controversial, but Baelor would prove that a ruler's strength came not from appearance, but from character. From an early age, Baelor showed exceptional promise. He was well educated, disciplined, and thoughtful. Where some princes sought glory on the battlefield alone, Baelor studied governance, diplomacy, and the complex relationships between the greatest houses of Westeros. He understood something many rulers struggled with. The king's greatest weapon is not always a sword, sometimes it is wisdom. Baelor was eventually named Prince of Dragonstone, this traditional title given to the heir of the Iron Throne. This places him at the centre of the kingdom's future, and many believe that when his time came, Baelor would usher in a new era of stability for the Targaryen dynasty. But Baelor's generation would face one of the greatest internal threats the Targaryens had ever seen. A rival claimant had emerged, a charismatic warrior who possessed both royal blood and massive support among powerful houses. This man was Daemon Blackfyre. Daemon was the legitimised bastard son of Aegon IV Targaryen, a king whose reckless decisions created enormous problems for future generations. Before his death, Aegon had legitimised all of his bastards, giving Daemon a possible claim to the throne, and many lords believed Daemon would make a stronger king than Daeron II. This conflict erupted into the First Blackfyre Rebellion. The realm was split in two. Some houses supported the rightful king, others supported the warrior challenger. Baelor Breakspear fought on behalf of his father and the crown, and while he was a capable warrior, his greatest strength was leadership. One of the most critical battles in the rebellion took place on the Redgrass Field. Here, the fate of the Targaryen dynasty hung in the balance. Baelor commanded loyalist forces against the army of Daemon Blackfyre. The battle was brutal, chaotic, and decisive. During the fighting, Daemon Blackfyre himself was killed, a moment that shattered the rebellion's momentum. The loyalists emerged victorious, and the Targaryen dynasty survived. Baelor's leadership during this war cemented his reputation as both a skilled commander and a stabilising force for the realm. After the rebellion, Baelor served his father as Hand of the King. This was effectively the second most powerful position in the realm. As Hand, Baelor helped manage the delicate politics of the kingdom still recovering from civil war. He balanced the interests of rival houses, he rebuilt trust between regions, and he ensured that peace held after years of conflict. Many nobles believed Baelor represented the ideal ruler, strong enough to defend the realm, but wise enough to keep it united. The final chapter of Baelor's life unfolded during a great tournament at Ashford Meadow. Tournaments were celebrations of knighthood and marital skill, but they could also become stages for political drama. During the event, a young hedge knight named Sir Duncan the Tall became involved in a conflict with Prince Baelor Taragayen. Aerion was cruel and arrogant, known for abusing his power. When Duncan defended a puppeteer from Aerion's cruelty, he accused the prince of wrongdoing. In response, Duncan demanded an ancient form of trial rarely seen in Westeros, a trial by 7. In this form of combat, each side selects 7 champions. The outcome of the battle determines the truth of the accusations. It was one of the most dangerous forms of trial ever practiced. Baelor Breakspear, after hearing the accusations and believing Duncan might be telling the truth, made a remarkable decision. He joined Duncan's side. This meant fighting against members of his own royal family. For Baelor, justice mattered more than loyalty to blood. The trial of 7 became a violent and chaotic melee. Knights charged across the field as steel clashed and horses crashed into armed warriors. 7 against 7. The battle was desperate and brutal. Baelor fought bravery among Duncan's champions. But during the chaos, tragedy struck. Baelor was struck in the head by a mace wielded by Maekar I Targaryen, his own brother. The blow crushed Baelor's helm. At first, it seemed he might recover, but the injury proved fatal. Soon after the battle ended, Baelor Breakspear died. The death of Baelor Breakspear shocked the entire realm. Here was a man widely considered the perfect heir, intelligent, honourable, and respected across the 7 kingdoms. Yet, his life ended not in the War of Rebellion, but in a tragic accident during the trial meant to deliver justice. His death changed the course of Westerosi history, because with Baelor gone, the Iron Throne would eventually pass to another ruler entirely, and many historians believe that if Baelor had lived, the history of the 7 kingdoms might have been very different. Even generations later, Baelor Breakspear remains a legendary figure. Knights admired his honour, lords respected his political skill, and common people remembered him as a prince who valued justice over power. In a dynasty often defined by dragons, ambition, and ruthless politics, Baelor represented something rare, a ruler who truly cared about the good of the realm. Baelor Breakspear's story is one of the greatest tragedies of Westeros, a prince destined to rule, taken before his time. History is full of kings who rule poorly, but sometimes the most fascinating question is about the kings who never ruled at all. What kind of world Westeros have been under Baelor Breakspear? We will never know, but the legend of the greatest king Westeros never had lives on. This brings us to the end of today's video. If you enjoyed this dive into the history of Westeros, let me know what lore topics you'd like me to explore next. Down in the description you'll find a link to my other channel, or if you're here normally for my Warhammer lore, you'll love it over there, because we build, paint and battle Warhammer armies against each other, and I also stream most days. So if that interests you, then please feel free to have a look at that. Anyway, that'll be it from me. Have a wonderful day, or night, wherever you are in the world. And as always, bye for now guys.